what were some of those initial marketing strategies that you really implemented to really start getting that initial traction to the brand?
Well, I didn't try marketing at first, to be honest. I was so enveloped in the product, and I knew that our product was a story to tell in itself. I knew that I had gone to the best boot makers in the world. I knew that I had become an expert. I wanted to become an expert. I wanted to attract people who knew about the qualities in the boot that we were talking about. I basically we picked out all the componentries that you need to make the best boot, and my actual first reaction was, let's just put it on the internet and then people will come, because we made the best stuff, right? And people are going to come to your website. Well, obviously that didn't work. I remember launching turning on, it was tecovasboots.com at the time. I didn't even have the URL for Tecovas. I had to buy that later, but I remember turning it on. I had MailChimp at the time, and I think I had 1,000 email addresses and that I had gathered from family and friends, and then I did a little referral contest among my family and friends to add another few hundred emails, and so sent an email to 1,000 people or so, and that was it. And it took me months for me to realize that I needed to try different advertising techniques to pay the rent. Those first few months, we did farmers markets. I had sold my little coupe that I was driving in New York, and I bought an old SUV, and I drove it to Dallas. I drove it to my the middle school that I went to. They had a holiday market, and I set up a table with my mom and sold 20 pairs of boots. That was a $4,000 day, and I paid our rent for December, and just got out there. And it wasn't until really kind of 6 months into the business, 7 months into the business, that we realized, hey, if we're going to sell stuff on the internet, we have to get good at reaching people digitally. We have to advertise. And so back then, very tactically, it was Facebook. Instagram didn't even have advertising yet. So we said, all right, what can we afford to spend? And we had different levels of targets for what the return would be, and just created a scenario and said, we're going to do this every week. We're going to be super disciplined about it. We're going to look at it every day. We're going to hire agencies and consultants to help us when we need to, but we're going to never outsource our learning. We are never going to outsource our knowledge of our consumer, and we're just going to keep getting better and better. And our goal was to outgrow every agency that we ever hired. And then we did end up doing that, and now we do it all in-house, and that's a big part of our business. For a while, it was a big percentage of our sales, and now it's 10, 12% of our sales, thankfully, so a lot more manageable.